Ladies and gentlemen, what if healing didn't begin in a hospital but in your daily choices? What if the body already had powerful systems designed to protect, repair, and renew itself, if only we stopped working against them? Today's message is not about miracle cures, it's about supporting the body in the way nature intended. Because when you nourish the body correctly, you strengthen immunity, you reduce inflammation. Below is an expanded 700-word version of Key Point 1, written in a responsible, motivational, and educational tone, suitable for a long speech or YouTube video. Key Point 1. The body has a natural ability to heal and defend itself. The most powerful truth about health is this: your body is not weak, broken, or helpless. From the moment you are born, your body is equipped with extraordinary systems designed to protect you, repair damage, and maintain balance. Healing is not something that begins outside the body, it begins within it. Every single second, millions of cells in your body are working to keep you alive. Old cells are being removed, new cells are being created, damaged DNA is being repaired, immune cells are scanning constantly, identifying threats and responding before you ever feel a symptom. This silent work happens whether you are aware of it or not. Disease does not usually appear because the body forgets how to heal. It appears when these systems become overloaded, exhausted, or disrupted over time. The immune system is one of the body's most remarkable defense mechanisms. It is not just there to fight infections, it also helps control inflammation, remove abnormal cells, and maintain internal balance. When supported properly, it performs these tasks efficiently. When weakened by poor nutrition, chronic stress, lack of sleep, and constant toxin exposure, its effectiveness declines. Healing, therefore, is not about forcing the body to do something unnatural. It is about removing obstacles and providing support so the body can do what it already knows how to do. Think of the body like a self-repairing machine. If you constantly pour poor quality fuel into it, overload it with stress, deprive it of rest, and expose it to toxins, breakdowns become more likely. But when you nourish it, protect it, and allow it time to recover, it functions with remarkable precision. One of the biggest misconceptions in modern health culture is the idea that healing requires extreme interventions or instant solutions. In reality, healing is often subtle, gradual, and cumulative. It happens when daily habits align with the body's biological design. When you eat whole, nutrient-dense foods, you provide the raw materials needed for repair. When you sleep well, the body shifts into regeneration mode. When stress is managed, inflammatory hormones decrease. When you move your body's circulation improves, delivering oxygen and nutrients where they are needed most. These are not dramatic actions, but they are powerful. The body is also incredibly adaptive. It responds to the environment you create inside it. If that environment is consistently inflamed, toxic, and chaotic, the body must constantly fight just to survive. If the environment is calm, nourished, and balanced, the body can focus on optimization and repair. This is why lifestyle matters more than many people realize. It is not about being perfect, it is about being supportive. Another important truth is that healing is not just physical, it is emotional and mental as well. Chronic stress signals danger to the body. When stress hormones remain elevated for long periods, they suppress immune function, increase inflammation, and slow repair processes. Creating moments of calm, connection, and purpose is not optional, it is biological necessity. The body responds positively to safety, routine, and consistency. Even small changes, drinking more water, walking daily, reducing processed foods, sleeping an extra hour, can begin shifting the body toward healing. It's also crucial to understand that supporting the body does not mean rejecting medical care. Modern medicine plays a vital role in diagnosis, treatment, and emergency intervention. But long-term health is built primarily through daily choices, not occasional treatments. Healing is not something you chase. It is something you allow. When you respect your body's signals, nourish it properly, and reduce what harms it, the body responds with resilience. This is how you strengthen defenses. This is how you support long-term health. This is how prevention truly begins. The goal is not to fear disease, but to build health so strong that disease finds no easy place to grow. Your body is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally when you work with it, not against it. If you want, I can now expand key point 2 to 700 words, adjust this for a 36-40-minute motivational speech, make it more emotional, more scientific, or more simple, add stories, hooks, or strong closing lines. Just tell me what you'd like next. Thumbs up below is an expanded 700 word version of key point 2, written in a safe, educational, and motivational tone, suitable for a long speech or video. Key point 2. Chronic inflammation creates an environment for disease. Inflammation is not the villain many people think it is. In fact, inflammation is a natural and essential survival response. When you cut your skin, catch a virus, or face an injury, inflammation rushes in to protect you. It brings immune cells to the area, increases blood flow, and begins the healing process. Without inflammation, wounds would never heal and infections could become deadly. The real danger begins when inflammation never turns off. This is known as chronic inflammation, and it is one of the most common underlying factors behind modern disease. Unlike short-term inflammation, chronic inflammation works quietly. You don't always feel it, you don't always see it. But over time, it damages tissues, disrupts cellular communication, weakens immunity, and accelerates aging. Chronic inflammation creates internal chaos, and disease thrives in chaos. One of the biggest drivers of chronic inflammation today is modern lifestyle overload. Highly processed foods, excess sugar, refined carbohydrates, artificial additives, and unhealthy fats place constant stress on the body. Instead of giving cells what they need to repair and function, these foods trigger inflammatory responses again and again, day after day. At the same time, chronic stress tells the body that it is under constant threat. Stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline are meant for short-term emergencies, not for daily life. When stress becomes constant, the immune system becomes confused. Inflammatory signals stay elevated, and repair mechanisms slow down. Lack of sleep adds fuel to the fire. During deep sleep, the body reduces inflammation, balances hormones, and repairs tissues. When sleep is shortened or disrupted, inflammation rises, blood sugar regulation weakens, and immune defenses decline. Environmental toxins also play a role. Air pollution, plastics, pesticides, and chemical exposures force the body to divert energy toward detoxification instead of healing. Over time, this burden contributes to inflammatory imbalance. What makes chronic inflammation especially dangerous is that it changes the internal environment of the body. Cells are more likely to become damaged, repair systems become less efficient, immune surveillance weakens. In this state, many chronic conditions, such as heart disease, metabolic disorders, autoimmune issues, and certain cancers, become more likely to develop. This does not mean inflammation guarantees disease. It means reducing inflammation improves resilience. The good news is that inflammation is highly responsive to lifestyle choices. The body wants balance, and when given the right signals, it moves toward healing. Anti-inflammatory habits begin with food. Diets rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, and healthy fats provide antioxidants and plant compounds that help calm inflammatory pathways. These foods work with the body, not against it. Hydration matters too. Even mild dehydration increases inflammatory stress. Water helps transport nutrients, remove waste, and maintain cellular balance. Movement is another powerful anti-inflammatory tool. Regular physical activity improves circulation, reduces insulin resistance, and lowers inflammatory markers. This doesn't require extreme exercise. Walking, stretching, and gentle strength training all send healing signals to the body. Stress management is not optional, it is biological protection. Practices such as deep breathing, prayer, meditation, time in nature, and meaningful social connection signal safety to the nervous system. When the body feels safe, inflammation decreases. Sleep may be the most underrated anti-inflammatory medicine of all. Consistent, quality sleep allows the immune system to reset and inflammation to settle. Even improving sleep by 1 hour per night can make a measurable difference over time. It's important to understand that reducing inflammation is not about perfection or restriction. It's about direction. Each small improvement shifts the internal environment toward balance. You are not trying to eliminate inflammation entirely. You are teaching the body when to activate it and when to turn it off. This is how prevention truly works. Not through fear, but through alignment. When inflammation is controlled, the immune system becomes more effective, cellular repair improves, and the body regains its natural rhythm. In this state, health is not forced, it is supported. The goal is not to fight the body, the goal is to remove the conditions that keep it inflamed. Because when inflammation calms, healing can finally begin. If you want, I can next expand key point 3 to 700 words, make this more scientific or more emotional, adapt it for a 36-40-minute motivational speech, add strong hooks, metaphors, or storytelling. Just tell me what you'd like to continue with. Thumbs up below is an expanded 700-word version of key point 3, written in a safe, responsible, and motivational tone, suitable for a long-form speech or YouTube video. Key point 3. Food shapes the internal environment of the body. Every bite you take sends a message to your body. That message can either support balance and repair, or contribute to stress and dysfunction. Food is not just calories. It is information. It tells your cells how to behave, how to produce energy, how to manage inflammation, and how to protect themselves. The body is constantly responding to what you eat. When you consistently provide it with whole, nutrient-dense foods, you create an internal environment that supports healing and resilience. When you overload it with ultra-processed foods, excess sugar, and artificial ingredients, you create conditions where imbalance can grow. This is why food matters so deeply in disease prevention. Whole foods, such as vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and clean protein sources, contain vitamins, minerals, fiber, antioxidants, and plant compounds that the body recognizes and knows how to use. These nutrients support immune function, help regulate inflammation, and assist in cellular repair. Fiber, for example, plays a critical role in gut health. A healthy gut supports immune balance, hormone regulation, and inflammation control. When fiber intake is low and processed foods dominate, the gut microbiome becomes imbalanced. This imbalance can increase inflammation and weaken the body's defenses over time. Antioxidants from colorful plant foods help neutralize oxidative stress, a process that damages cells and accelerates aging. Oxidative stress is a normal part of metabolism, but when it becomes excessive, it overwhelms the body's repair systems. Whole foods help keep this process in check. On the other hand, ultra-processed foods are designed for convenience and profit, not for cellular health. They often contain refined sugars, unhealthy fats, artificial flavorings, and preservatives. These substances place a heavy burden on the liver, disrupt blood sugar balance, and trigger inflammatory responses. Excess sugar is especially problematic. When blood sugar spikes repeatedly throughout the day, insulin levels remain elevated. Over time, this contributes to insulin resistance, metabolic stress, and chronic inflammation. These conditions weaken the body's natural balance and resilience. This does not mean food should be feared. It means food should be respected. Creating a healthier internal environment is not about extreme diets or rigid rules. It is about consistent nourishment. Small changes like adding more vegetables, choosing whole grains over refined ones, or reducing sugary drinks can significantly shift how the body functions over time. Another important factor is timing and balance. Eating regular, balanced meals helps stabilize energy levels and supports metabolic health. When the body knows it will receive nourishment consistently, stress hormones decrease and repair processes become more efficient. Hydration also plays a crucial role. Water is involved in nearly every metabolic process in the body. It helps transport nutrients, remove waste, regulate temperature, and maintain cellular structure. Even mild dehydration can increase fatigue, slow digestion, and raise inflammatory stress. Food also affects the body beyond the physical level. Eating nourishing meals supports mental clarity, emotional stability, and energy. When the body is undernourished or overloaded with poor quality foods, mood and focus often suffer. This creates a cycle where stress increases and healthy choices become harder to maintain. Breaking this cycle begins with awareness, not guilt. No single food causes disease, and no single food prevents it. What matters is the overall pattern. The body responds to what you do most of the time. When you consistently choose foods that support your biology, you are not fighting disease. You are building health. You are strengthening the foundation that allows the immune system to function effectively and repair systems to operate efficiently. It's also important to remember that food works best as part of a complete lifestyle. Nutrition supports the body, but it cannot compensate for chronic sleep deprivation, unmanaged stress, or complete inactivity. Health is the result of alignment, not isolation. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. Each nourishing meal is a signal of support. Each reduction in processed food is a reduction in stress. Over time, these signals add up, and the internal environment of the body begins to shift. When the environment improves, the body does what it has always been designed to do: maintain balance, protect itself, and move toward healing. Food does not cure disease, but it can absolutely support the conditions where health is more likely to thrive. And that is where true prevention begins. If you want, I can next expand key point 4 to 700 words, adjust this to be more scientific or more emotional, shape it into a 36-40-minute motivational speech flow, create a strong transition to the next section. Just tell me what you'd like to continue with. Thumbs up below is an expanded 700-word version of key point 4, written in a safe, educational, and motivational tone, suitable for a long form speech or video. Key point 4, blood sugar balance and metabolic health are critical. One of the most overlooked foundations of long-term health is blood sugar balance. It may not sound dramatic, but how your body manages sugar and energy has a powerful influence on inflammation, immunity, hormones, and disease risk. Every time you eat, your body converts food into glucose, which is used for energy. This process is normal and necessary. Problems begin when blood sugar rises too high, too often, and stays elevated for long periods of time. Over time, this creates metabolic stress that affects nearly every system in the body. When blood sugar spikes repeatedly, the pancreas releases more insulin to bring it down. Insulin is a vital hormone, but constant overproduction strains the system. Eventually, cells become less responsive to insulin, a condition known as insulin resistance. This is not an overnight event. It develops slowly, silently, and often without obvious symptoms. Insulin resistance is closely linked to chronic inflammation. When cells cannot efficiently use glucose, excess energy circulates in the bloodstream, increasing oxidative stress and inflammatory signals. This creates an internal environment that weakens immune function and disrupts normal cellular behavior. This is why metabolic health matters for disease prevention. Stable blood sugar supports steady energy, clear thinking, balanced hormones, and reduced inflammation. Unstable blood sugar, on the other hand, contributes to fatigue, cravings, mood swings, weight gain, and long-term health complications. Modern diets make blood sugar instability common. Highly refined carbohydrates, sugary drinks, sweets, and processed snacks are quickly absorbed into the bloodstream. They cause sharp spikes in glucose followed by crashes that trigger hunger and cravings. This cycle repeats throughout the day, placing constant stress on the body. Balancing blood sugar does not require eliminating carbohydrates or following extreme diets. It requires choosing quality, balance, and timing. Meals that include fiber, protein, and healthy fats slow the absorption of glucose and reduce spikes. Fiber from vegetables, legumes, and whole grains acts like a natural regulator. helping glucose enter the bloodstream gradually. Protein supports muscle maintenance and satiety, while healthy fats improve hormone signaling and energy stability. Regular meal timing also matters. Skipping meals frequently or eating erratically can disrupt blood sugar control and increase stress hormones. When the body senses unpredictability, it prioritizes survival over repair. Movement plays a powerful role as well. Physical activity helps muscles use glucose more efficiently, reducing the need for excess insulin. Even light activity, such as walking after meals, can improve blood sugar response. This is one of the simplest yet most effective habits for metabolic health. Sleep is another critical factor. Poor sleep reduces insulin sensitivity and increases hunger hormones. Just one night of inadequate sleep can make blood sugar regulation more difficult the next day. Over time, chronic sleep deprivation compounds metabolic stress. Stress management is equally important. When the body is under stress, it releases glucose into the bloodstream for quick energy. If stress is constant, blood sugar remains elevated even without food. Learning to calm the nervous system helps regulate this response. Hydration also supports metabolic balance. Water is necessary for glucose transport and cellular function. Mild dehydration can raise blood sugar levels and increase fatigue. What's important to understand is that blood sugar balance is not just about preventing diabetes. It influences overall resilience. Stable metabolic health supports immune defense, reduces inflammation, and allows cellular repair processes to function properly. This does not mean perfection is required. Occasional indulgences do not undo health. The body is adaptable. What matters is the overall pattern. When blood sugar is balanced most of the time, the body operates in a calmer, more efficient state. Energy is stable, inflammatory signals decrease, hormones communicate clearly, repair mechanisms work more effectively. In this state, the body is better equipped to prevent chronic disease, not because it is being forced, but because it is being supported. Metabolic health is not about restriction, it is about rhythm and balance. When you nourish the body consistently, move regularly, sleep adequately, and manage stress, blood sugar stabilizes naturally. These habits send a powerful message of safety and stability to the body. And when the body feels stable, it can focus on what it does best: maintaining balance, defending itself, and sustaining long-term health. If you want, I can next expand key point 5 to 700 words. Add real life examples or metaphors. Make this section more scientific or more emotional. Help structure the full 36-40-minute speech flow. Just tell me how you'd like to continue. Thumbs up below is an expanded 700-word version of key point 5, written in a safe, educational, and motivational tone, ideal for a long-form speech or video. Key point 5, rest, fasting, and sleep activate the body's repair systems in a world that celebrates constant activity, productivity, and busyness. Rest is often misunderstood as weakness. But biologically, rest is when healing happens. The body does not repair itself when it is constantly stimulated, stressed, or overloaded. It repairs itself when it is given time, safety, and stillness. Healing is not only about what you do, it is equally about when you stop. Every day, the body shifts between two primary modes: activity and repair. When you are eating, moving, and responding to stress, the body focuses on digestion, alertness, and survival. When you rest, especially during sleep, it shifts into regeneration, cleanup, and renewal. Sleep is the most powerful repair tool the body has. During deep sleep, the brain clears metabolic waste, tissues regenerate, hormones rebalance, and the immune system resets. Growth hormone is released, supporting cellular repair and muscle recovery. Inflammation decreases. Memory consolidates, the nervous system calms. When sleep is consistently shortened or disrupted, these processes are interrupted. Over time, poor sleep weakens immunity, increases inflammation, disrupts blood sugar regulation, and accelerates aging. This is why chronic sleep deprivation is linked to many modern diseases. Sleep is not optional recovery, it is biological maintenance. Rest also includes periods of digestive rest. The body is not designed to be constantly processing food. Natural breaks between meals allow energy to shift away from digestion and toward repair. This is where gentle, natural fasting comes into play. Fasting does not mean extreme deprivation. It simply means allowing adequate time between eating periods, especially overnight. When food intake pauses, insulin levels fall, and the body gains access to stored energy. During this time, important cleanup processes are activated. One of these processes is the removal of damaged or inefficient cells. This helps maintain cellular quality and efficiency over time. The body becomes better at recycling what it no longer needs and preserving what is healthy. Modern habits often interrupt this process. Late night eating, constant snacking, and irregular meal timing keep the body in a perpetual fed state. While food is essential, constant intake leaves little room for repair. Even simple changes, such as finishing dinner earlier or avoiding late night snacks, can give the body valuable repair time without any extreme measures. Rest also applies to the nervous system. Chronic mental stimulation, digital overload, and emotional stress keep the body in a heightened state of alert. When the nervous system perceives constant threat, healing slows down. Creating moments of calm sends a powerful signal of safety to the body. Deep breathing, prayer, meditation, quiet reflection, and time in nature help shift the body out of stress mode and into recovery mode. This is not about escaping life, it is about resetting the system. Physical rest matters too. While movement is essential for health, overexertion without recovery increases inflammation and injury risk. Balanced activity paired with adequate recovery strengthens the body rather than depleting it. The body thrives on rhythm. Activity followed by rest, eating followed by fasting, effort followed by recovery. When these rhythms are respected, the body operates efficiently and sustainably. Another often overlooked aspect of rest is emotional rest. Unresolved emotional stress keeps the body in a defensive state. Forgiveness, connection, expression, and support allow emotional tension to release. And when emotional stress decreases, physical healing becomes easier. It's important to understand that rest does not replace medical care, nor does fasting cure disease. These practices support the body's natural processes. They work best as part of a balanced lifestyle that includes proper nutrition, movement, and professional health care when needed. Rest is not laziness, it is strategy. When the body is rested, it becomes more resilient, immune defenses strengthen. Hormones balance, inflammation decreases, energy becomes more stable. You don't heal by pushing harder. You heal by allowing the body the time and conditions it needs to repair. In a culture that glorifies constant doing, choosing rest is an act of wisdom. It is a recognition that the body is not a machine designed to run endlessly, but a living system that renews itself through cycles. When you honor sleep, embrace natural fasting windows, and create moments of calm, you are not falling behind. You are giving the body what it needs to restore, renew, and protect itself, and that is where long-term health is truly built. If you want, I can next expand key points 6 to 700 words, add emotional storytelling or metaphors, help you merge all points into one powerful 40-minute speech, create YouTube SEO descriptions. Timestamps, hashtags, and tags. Just tell me what you'd like to continue with. Thumbs up here is an expanded 700 word version of key point 6, written in a safe, educational, and motivational tone, suitable for a long-form speech or video. Key point 6. Prevention is built through daily lifestyle choices. The truth about health is simple, but often overlooked. Prevention is more powerful than cure. The body has remarkable systems designed to defend, repair, and maintain balance. Chronic disease does not appear overnight. It develops slowly over years of small choices that add up. This is why daily habits, even small ones, are far more impactful than occasional interventions. Prevention begins with the understanding that your everyday lifestyle shapes your future health. The foods you eat, the way you manage stress, how much you move, the quality of your sleep, and even the emotional energy you carry, these factors collectively determine whether your body functions at its best or struggles to defend itself. Food is the foundation. A nutrient-rich, balanced diet provides the building blocks your body needs to repair cells, fight inflammation, and maintain strong immunity. Consistently choosing whole, minimally processed foods, vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts, seeds, and clean proteins gives your body the materials it needs to thrive. On the other hand, a diet high in refined sugars, ultra-processed foods, and unhealthy fats creates an internal environment that encourages imbalance and inflammation. But prevention does not stop at nutrition. Movement is equally essential. Regular physical activity improves circulation, strengthens muscles, supports joint health, and enhances metabolism. Even moderate exercise, like walking, stretching, or cycling, sends signals to the body that it is strong, capable, and safe. Exercise also helps regulate stress hormones and blood sugar levels, which further supports long-term health. Sleep and rest are another critical component of prevention. During deep sleep, the body repairs tissues, consolidates memory, and resets the immune system. Skipping sleep or maintaining irregular patterns increases inflammation, weakens immunity, and disrupts hormone balance. Prevention is not just about avoiding disease, it is about creating a body resilient enough to thrive even under stress. Stress management plays a surprisingly powerful role in disease prevention. Chronic stress triggers the release of cortisol and other stress hormones, which can suppress immunity, raise blood sugar, and increase inflammation. Daily habits that promote calm, such as meditation, prayer, deep breathing, journaling, time in nature, or meaningful social connection, help prevent these negative effects. Emotional well-being is not a luxury, it is a fundamental health strategy. Prevention also includes the small, often overlooked choices: staying hydrated, reducing exposure to toxins, maintaining good posture, and fostering social connection. Each of these seemingly minor habits compounds over time, creating an internal environment where disease finds it difficult to take hold. It is in the accumulation of these choices that true prevention emerges. Another key aspect is consistency. Prevention is not built in a single day, week, or even month. It is the result of repeated, intentional actions over the course of a lifetime. Occasional indulgences or missed workouts do not undo progress, but consistently making choices that support the body compounds into long-term resilience. This is the principle of compound health. Small, positive daily actions create large effects over time. Importantly, prevention is empowering. When you understand that your daily habits shape your health, you gain agency. You do not have to wait for illness to take action. You can actively cultivate an environment where the body thrives. This mindset transforms health from a reactive experience into a proactive practice. It moves the focus away from fear and toward empowerment, from crisis management to long-term wellness. Prevention also extends beyond the physical body. Emotional and mental health, social relationships, purpose, and meaning all influence how the body responds to stress and repair itself. Humans are holistic beings, and prevention is most effective when it addresses the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. Finally, prevention is not about perfection or rigidity. It is about direction, alignment, and consistency. The goal is to create habits that the body recognizes as signals of support. Each healthy meal, every moment of rest, every step of movement, and every calm, mindful breath communicates safety, balance, and repair. Over time, these signals accumulate and the body responds with resilience, vitality, and strength. In the end, prevention is a simple truth. Your health is the sum of your daily choices. Disease may appear when these choices are neglected, but vibrant health emerges when they are intentionally cultivated. By embracing this principle, you take control of your body's environment, support its natural defenses, and ensure a life marked not by chronic illness but by vitality, energy, and longevity. Prevention is not passive, it is active, intentional, and within your control. Every day is an opportunity to reinforce health, reduce risk, and strengthen the body's natural ability to heal itself. It is the ultimate investment in your future, a gift of resilience, strength, and freedom that begins with the choices you make today. If you want, I can now combine all 6 key points into a full 36-40-minute speech with smooth transitions and motivational hooks at SEO. Friendly YouTube description, timestamps, hashtags, tags, and keywords for this speech make it highly engaging with storytelling and emotional appeal. Do you want me to do that next?